Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The girl who's on the phone to do a second date update today had her date end in one of the most awkward ways possible.
Whoa.
Her name is Meredith. Meredith, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing okay.
Good. Thank you for doing a second date update today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We don't normally do this, but why don't we start this second date update with the end of your date?
Oh, good.
Let's start at the end.
Because I was dying to hear what happened.
Why don't you tell everybody what happened?
Oh, it ended with a hug.
Right?
Ouch.
That's not that bad.
But that's
What's
not
wrong with
the
that?
worst part.
Oh, that's not it?
What happened before the hug?
Okay, so keep in mind that we spent almost 3 hours together.
Okay.
And he said, it was nice meeting you, but the entire time of our date, you've actually been calling me Matt, but it's actually Mike.
So you were calling him the wrong name the whole evening.
Yeah, but he didn't correct me, you know?
I think that's on him.
Yeah, I mean, how am I supposed to know? I heard it incorrectly, and he never once tried to correct me again, so I had no idea.
He did correct you at the end. And what did you say after he said, actually, wait, is his name Matt or Mike? Now I'm confused.
I was calling him Matt, but his name is actually Mike.
Okay.
And what did you say when he corrected you finally at the very end?
I was just so embarrassed. And I was just like, I am so sorry. I had no idea.
So how did you meet this dude?
We met at swing dancing class.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so
like
you-
previously or that night?
It was literally that day. Like
Okay.
we did the swing dancing class,
Whoa.
and then he asked me to go to the bar right after.
Oh, that's good. Because I imagined you having classes with this guy for weeks and weeks and weeks.
No.
and then-
It was the first class. I'd only heard his name when he first introduced himself,
Okay.
or the wrong name.
Okay.
That makes it a little more excusable then if it's
Right.
the first night that you met him and you got his name wrong. Not if you guys had known each other for a while.
Yeah.
Right.
And I assume you thought that the drinks after dancing were going great.
Yeah, I was having a really good time, and I thought he was too. I was hoping that, the night would just keep going on. Maybe we could do something after, or, get another drink or something. But he ended up saying that he had to go because he had work the next day. So, I don't know. I thought he was really enjoying himself, so I was a little bit disappointed.
Other than the name stuff, what did you like about this guy? Why do you want to do a second date update?
When I first met him, he just seemed really, goofy, and he said something really funny. When I first showed up to class, I looked around, and I was the only person who wasn't in a couple. I was the only single person. I mean, I was pretty sure that there'd be other people there, but it was just me and him, so they immediately matched us together. And he cracked a joke. He made me feel less embarrassed, and he was just like, maybe we should just get married and make this less awkward.
Whoa. That's a cute joke.
Yeah, he was really funny. It was just, it made me feel a lot better about taking the class. And, for a guy who has such a great sense of humor, it just seems really weird that would, be the reason that he hasn't texted me back anymore.
Was there any other awkward moments that you can think of at all?
There was one other, slightly awkward moment. But again, it was, closed with a laugh, you know?
What was it?
Midway through or so, I was feeling this connection with him. And, I'd already had a drink, and I'm a lightweight. And I sort of blurted out, oh, my God, you remind me of my dad.
Oh. Nobody wants to get reminded of their dad.
Oh, man.
It was...
I feel like that's worse than calling him the wrong name.
Too. I mean, can you imagine if he would have said, "Oh, you remind me of my mom"?
Oh, gross.
But no, I didn't mean it like that. I was like, no, not in that way. You know what I mean? My dad's really funny, and he cracks these jokes. He just reminded me of that kind of goofball, the way that he cracks jokes.
So he had dad humor. That's always a compliment.
But I love my dad's sense of humor, and it was just something that I thought I could connect to him with, another thing.
Yeah.
But if it's a guy that you're romantically interested in, you might not want to draw that comparison. I don't know.
You're
Good piece of
probably
advice.
Right.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call your sort of dad guy named Mike or Matt or whatever and get your second date update, okay?
Hey.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're halfway through the second date update, and if you're just joining us, Meredith is on the phone, and Meredith wants to date her dad.
Oh,
No.
well,
Oh my God.
kind of.
Unfortunately, I think her dad's spoken for. So she wants us to call a guy named Mike today. The reason I say that is because during the date, Meredith laughed and said, "You remind me of my dad." And there was an awkward moment then. And there was also a major awkward moment when at the end of the date, Mike said, "Hey, by the way, you've been calling me Matt all night." And then they shared a hug and he walked out of her life forever.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Meredith, we're about to call Mike and see why he's not calling you back, even though we think we might know the answer.
I feel horrible that happened, but we had such a good chemistry together.
Yeah, but listening to that recap, don't you even feel like you totally ruined that date?
God, totally. I mean, under the circumstances, it wasn't the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah. You just told him that you remind him of your dad. That's all.
I mean, you
Not a
could have
big
said
deal.
it while you guys were naked in bed together, and that would have been worse. You're right.
Oh, God. He knew it was the sense of humor. I explained,
All right, I'm going to dial his phone number right now, okay?
Oh, God, I'm nervous.
Hello,
Hi, I was looking for Mike.
this is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Wait, who are you?
My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm calling you today because we actually got an email about you from one of our listeners.
Okay.
Her name is Meredith,
Oh my God.
and you met Meredith at a swing dancing class, and then you guys went out for drinks after.
Yes, that happened.
Okay, that is confirmed. Good.
Okay.
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
We're all on the same page.
Well, Meredith is wondering why you're not giving her a call back after your date.
Really?
Yeah. So she asked us if we could get you on the phone and figure out if she did something wrong.
All right.
All right. Well,
All right. What? All right, you can tell us what happened, or...
Is this whole thing just a joke?
No, it's not at all. It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. That's why I'm calling you today. I'm wondering if Meredith did something wrong on your date.
I don't know, not really. I just don't think we're a great match.
is
Okay.
it because she called you Matt instead of Mike the entire time?
How do you know that?
Oh, because we talked to Meredith about your date, and she told us everything that happened. She also said that there was one awkward moment where she kind of compared you to her dad, and she thought maybe that was the reason that you didn't want to go out with her again.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that was definitely a little weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people like their parents, so that
Not
was
in that
probably...
way.
Oh, not like that.
Well, I mean, just in general, that was maybe a compliment. Mike, you ever think about that?
It's a weird thing to say.
So was that it? Is it those two things then, calling you the wrong name and comparing you to the dad?
Yeah.
Those are pretty big things.
It was that and something else.
Well, what else was there?
Even more?
I don't know. She just kind of ticked off a pet peeve. It's it's more me than it is her. It's not her fault. She's a sweet girl.
That's like the worst breakup line ever, though. It's me. it's not you. What is it?
She was doing this weird thing when we were at the bar, and maybe she was doing it all night, but I only noticed when we got to the bar. But I was telling her a story, and she goes, "Oh my God, are you Smurfing serious?"
Are you Smurfing serious is what she said?
Yeah.
Like the cartoon show Smurfing?
What?
Yeah, I guess so. I was just like, "What do you mean?" She responded by saying, "Your story is forking crazy."
Forking?
Oh, God.
Yeah, she said forking. It was like every single time she went to swear, she just replaced it with a nonsense word.
I mean, you got to give her a break. Like maybe she was just trying to be ladylike or watch her manners on a first date.
I guess, but this isn't like the 1950s. You can. It's okay to swear.
Was it just that instance, or was it more than that?
Yeah, like, I'd be telling her a story, and then she just, like, cut me off and yell something like, holy heckle specs.
Ooh, wow. She said that?
Are we allowed to hear
Jeez.
that?
I don't know. Bleep
I
that
don't think
out,
we
man.
can air that on the radio. That's edgy stuff.
Cheese and rice.
Goodness gracious, Mike.
Poor thing. I think she sounds kind of cute.
Hey, Mike, I do need to let you know that she's actually on the other line right now listening and wants to talk to you.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, I am. Meredith, you there?
Yeah. Hi, Mike.
This is pretty weird.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that to come out of your mouth.
Expecting what to come out of my mouth? Holy heckle specs?
Yeah, you may have just pissed Meredith off there. Oh, I'm sorry for the
Don't
word piss
say
word. Sorry about that, Meredith.
Hey, Jubal.
I'm ticked off.
I mean, did you want me to curse like a sailor the whole time?
You don't necessarily have to swear, but if you're gonna do it, you should do it right.
I know, but I don't like to curse, and you started doing it, and I kind of wanted to, follow suit, but I don't curse, and so, I just do what my sister and I do at home when, that's when we started, when we wanted to, say things, and, our parents were there, and we didn't want to be disrespectful.
But it just kind of makes you sound really immature.
Well, cussing makes one sound really unintelligent and uneducated.
Uh-oh.
I guess, but it's just kind of hard to have a conversation when someone out of nowhere yells, son of a booger butt.
Dude, that's creative.
That's any better than son of the other B word? That's jarring to me. So, it's just, I thought you seemed like you had, a fun sense of humor. So, we laugh about it all the time. Even our parents laugh about it because it's funny. We make stuff up. We're creative about it. And it's, oh my gosh, it's something funny.
Maybe your parents think it's funny, but, honestly, to me, it was like having a drink with a kindergartner.
Wow.
Sally.
So it's I know I remind you of your dad, but I'm not your dad. Maybe your dad thinks it's funny, but I don't know.
You can cuss in front of Mike if you want to, Meredith. I think that's what he's saying.
But I don't want to cuss. I know I have freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want. I just don't like saying it. It's not polite.
Okay.
It's not ladylike. And it was the first date, so I'm not gonna, bring it out.
Yeah.
I think she has a really good point, Mike. You can't get over some stupid phrases like holy ravioli or whatever she was saying.
Brooke.
I cuss like a sailor, but, to each their own.
Yeah, exactly. I each their own, but I'm just not into it, I guess. I kind of want to feel like I'm talking to an adult. Especially if it's someone that I'm gonna, potentially be in a relationship with.
Mike, maybe you want to reconsider. Maybe she can tone down the nonsense words or whatever, and you guys could go out again. Would you like to go out on a second date with her? We'll pay for it.
I maybe if she agrees not to, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if she agrees not to use that kind of language.
I can't believe you're saying that.
Meredith, can you watch your mouth?
She doesn't hold her tongue.
Can you watch your mouth to go out with Mike one more time?
Yeah, I honestly don't really do it with other friends. It's just something that my sister and I did, and then
Meredith,
the comment with the dad.
Hell yeah.
I think you should just own that you were the offensive one on this date for probably the first time in your life.
I'm sorry, Mike, not Matt. Would you like to go on a second date with me if I tone my language down?
Sure, let's give it another try.
No!
All right, nice. A successful second date update. Congratulations, you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, you guys. Go out, have fun, and then snarf all night long. Just snarf till your hearts are content.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
A text in at 78592 says, that second date was smurfing fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah, please, watch your language.
Ooh.
Talking about today's second date update, of course, Meredith wanted to call this dude named Mike. He wasn't calling her back after their date because she kept replacing curse words with nonsense words like forking or smurfing.
Oh, man.
And it drove him crazy. He said it seemed like it was really immature. And then Meredith argued that swearing makes you look really uneducated. And she didn't want to seem unladylike. In the end, Mike agreed to another date only if she promised to just speak normally. And Meredith agreed.
Please swear a little.
Yeah, just a tad bit. So, successful second date update. They actually agreed to go out. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person